Good day, gentlemen. This is SwashbucklingSir here, and today we critique RoadWorks, an old-school Tycoon game which plays like an economic puzzle game. In RoadWorks, we are playing a manager that is supposed to rescue a dying company. The story is presented in text with, well, let's say, questionable voiceovers before the actual level starts. Since it's an indie game, you can't expect every voice actor to be stellar top-notch. Let's start by commentating on the aesthetics. Aesthetically, the game is deliberately old school, but even in its intention of achieving a retro look, RoadWorks doesn't look as good as Transport Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon or Railroad Tycoon. So it's not as good as the iconic old school titles RoadWorks is inspired by. Overall, the sprites feel overlaid instead of being placed into the world. Maybe it's due to a lack of shadows or because of the overall non-existent lighting. The graphics are not impressive, to say the least. As far as the sound goes, the music ranges from really good to horribly annoying. Especially during longer play sessions, the repetitive nature made me turn off the music to play some variety of jazz and swing of my own collection in the background. You'll now get a little impression of both voiceover and music. First, I'd like to start with a good impression of the music, which is in the menus. And now I'd like to show you a negative example.
You're ordered to achieve an income of $4,500 an hour.
Please scan your club card.
As you could probably hear, the most annoying sounds are the building sound responses once they are selected, because you hear those sounds over and over and over again. Especially the sawmills made me cringe a couple of times. Now, let's cover the gameplay of RoadWorks. All buildings are pre-placed and the player is asked to connect the variety of buildings by roads that differ in speed, weight capacity, upkeep cost and radiated noise. Weight capacity is important around mines and steelworks since the heavy trucks break down weak roads very quickly. Sound-absorbing roads, on the other hand, are valuable around living areas and due to reduced noise pollution allow more residents to live nearby. Once all the roads have been placed, you need to set the building's priority, whereby higher priority means that workers rather do their daily chores here than somewhere else. Additionally, the destination of all produced goods, so food, weed, cloth, beer, minerals, oil, furniture and even trash, needs to be specified. In the end, you want to carry truckloads of valuable goods to the export station that sells them for profits. Some of the goods, however, can also be transported to the market instead and sold there, and thus increasing your available workforce, which is vital for success on basically every map I've played. When everything is said and done, you can quickly test for your success by simulating the outcome. While I like the concept and the idea behind RoadWorks, the game has major flaws prohibiting my recommendation. First, RoadWorks has barely any strategy involved. Due to the defined building points, you are pretty much stuck to a certain road type and connections overall. At the same time, the gameplay is incredibly repetitive and even tedious at times. There are often 80 or more buildings in a map, which all need to be checked in detail for priority, destination, required workforce, etc. etc. Moreover, all buildings are defaulted to off, so you need to manually click on every single one of them, press on, press the X to close the window, because the window doesn't close automatically and save the settings when selecting another building. That's time consuming and also very frustrating. However, honestly, I could really overlook and also overcome these minor tedious areas of RoadWorks if RoadWorks had not another glaring problem that kills games like these for me, which is the lacking feedback. Once everything is set up and running, usually you will not achieve the goal required for victory. Thus the game becomes incredibly finicky. Replacing just a small patch of road might be the difference you require to achieve your goal. In one of my games, I overlooked one trash destination which was specified poorly out of 80 buildings or more. It took me over 45 minutes to find that specific error. I was feeling like I was looking for a needle in a haystack. Sometimes the whole economy crashes when turning on one or two buildings because the workers suddenly are spread out and not producing enough food or beer or whatever, and thus the workforce plummets. So, what you have to do is set up all the priority chains again and figure out what works for you. It often takes at least half an hour of optimization to find the priorities that work for you in that current setup. The game definitely needs to give more feedback to the player. Information about where workers are working currently or what exactly the problem is in a failing chain is vital. Overall, due to the finicky and sometimes tedious nature of RoadWorks, I can only recommend the game for hardcore fans of the Tycoon genre. To all others, keep your hands off of that one. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you like my content. Have a great day. Goodbye.